Hello, Yari Fushimitsu here, and welcome to Let's Play Ape Escape 2, Part 5. So now we're going to go back to our warp pad as per usual, because you always take the warp pad, and we're going to go to the Lookout Valley. I have no idea where in the world this is supposed to be. Looks like it could be somewhere in the Rocky Mountains, maybe. And of course, we're going to get another gadget, because what level this game doesn't give you a new gadget? This is actually one of the best gadgets in the game. Returning from the original Ape Escape, it's a Sky Flyer, but this time around it looks very different. It looks completely different than it did in the original Ape Escape. Instead of just being some stick that you throw around in the air kind of thing, now it's actually like a little device you actually grip in your hand and it has a propeller on it. So it could propel you around the level for gliding and for flying over things and stuff like that. It's actually one of the most useful gadgets in this game. It's probably going to be in my gadget selection. And the main gadget selection I have assigned to one of those main PlayStation buttons, probably for the rest of this game, because that's how good of a gadget it is. So first introduced to the game, we're introduced to a boxer monkey. You know, boxers like hanging out in the Rocky Mountains or wherever this is supposed to be, maybe, I don't know. I'm not sure if it is the Rocky Mountains. Maybe it's the Alps or somewhere like that. I don't know, I have no idea. Well, I don't think it's the Alps. It doesn't look snowy at all. Or is the Alps always snowy? I don't know. I kind of forgot my stuff about geography from not being in geography class for so much time. I don't even think this game is concerned about geography. I'm probably like overthinking this stuff as per usual. I always overthink stuff per usual. That's kind of what society expects. What society expects is to always overthink things and to make sure everything is absolutely perfect. There's one of those tomato things from Kirby, but somehow it mutated into a bird type enemy. So you can flick and hit that switch over there, so you can jump and glide over here, so you can get on these steps over here, these rocky stone steps. And we splash down into the water over here, as you can see here. And then of course there's that monkey completely unaware, and we're swimming over to him, and Olivia just got captured easy. So we're swimming over to that monkey and just shot the net. I bet if Olivia knew we were coming for the monk, I bet she wouldn't have jumped or something like that, or have ran away or something like that, I don't know. And so we have another boxer monkey here. This one's actually playing a really aggressive fight. The red pants monkeys are supposed to be the most aggressive types of monkeys in the game, and this one is, really living up to its name, living up to what it's known for. So we have to take out the heavy artillery. This is actually going to be easier. If we had the magic punch from the first game, this would actually be a lot easier. If this game was made by Insomniac Games, I bet they would have given us the magic punch and all the gadgets we earned in the original Ape Escape just right off the bat, like right from the top of the game. They would just have us start off with all those gadgets and everything, because Insomniac likes to think, if you earned something in a previous game, why should you have to go and earn it again? Why should you have to, make an effort to get it back again? You played it in a previous game and earned it in a previous game, so why should you have to play for all that again? That's what Insomniac Games does, and well, I think they're pretty good. They do it for Ratchet and Clank, where if you have a past Ratchet and Clank game, like the PS2 memory card is currently inserted into the PS2, you could actually access your old data and find all your weapons for free of charge. You get your weapons in the game. Pretty much, it only works with some weapons, I think, to some extent. Those Ratchet and Clank games are some of the only games in the PS2 that I know of that actually interactive save data from other PS2 games, which is actually kind of a rare, uncommon thing with PS2 games. I think it's completely non-existent with PS1 games. I was going to say in PS1 games that interactive save data from other PS1 games. I know with the PS2, there's a few. I know like Star Wars 2 is another one, which allowed you to use your old saved characters from the original Lego Star Wars video game. And actually, it's quite an interesting idea. Actually, it allows you to reuse stuff from previous games based on what you have in your memory card slots. That actually is a pretty cool, unique feature, I think. I actually kind of wish that more games would do stuff like that. I mean, not necessarily have to be have data from the old game. You just gave you all the gadgets right from the start of the game, like what you earned. They're all the same gadgets that you earned right from the first game, and then the only gadget you have to unlock would be the new gadgets that were introduced in this game. But I don't know, maybe they didn't really want to. I mean, it almost seems like they're trying to undo the first game almost by giving us a different main protagonist, and giving us some other different things. Well, I mean, still have the same characters in the first game with a different main protagonist, and the main protagonist in the first game is mostly absent from this game without an explanation. It's almost like they're trying to retcon the first game almost. They're trying to remove the first game from our memory or something like that. They didn't want us to remember what the original Ape Escape was almost. It's like they want us to forget about it. They have something against the protagonist in the first game. We see him even less in Ape Escape 3. So again, it's like each Ape Escape game, even though they're set in the same continuity, it's almost like they tried It's almost like they were slowly like trying to like recreate a new continuity almost. They were trying to like change how people viewed the continuity of the games in every game almost kind of thing. Where each game has a different cast, and then eventually get to a point where the games have different casts of characters, kind of like in Pokemon. Well, actually not really like Pokemon. So it's actually kind of the opposite of Pokemon. So all the supporting characters are the same, but it's just the main character that changes. Like it's the opposite of Pokemon. Like Pokemon's been on the air since like 1997 or something like that. It's always been Ash and Pikachu in every version of Pokemon, the TV show. It's always been Ash and Pikachu, but the supporting characters are always different. They change them over the course of its run. It's always different characters, except for Ash and Pikachu. Ape Escape's the opposite of that, but there's different characters in each game, well, different main characters in each game. The de facto rule of the series that each Ape Escape game has a different main character. And Ape Escape 3 like to continue the tradition. I don't know anything about Ape Escape 4 because there ever was an Ape Escape 4, but if there was an Ape Escape 4, it's most likely going to introduce us to a new main protagonist character. And it's probably going to run on a different game engine because it's like years later. And then it'll probably be on PS5 or something. That might not even be an actual physical game. It might be a downloadable game, since downloadable games seem to be the new norm now these days. This game actually does have, just like the first Ape Escape game, this game actually does have a lot of non-linear moments in the game, a lot of non-linear levels in the game. Like this level's full of it. You don't actually have to go like a specific way each time you play the level. There actually are multiple ways to like explore levels. There's multiple pathways. Each pathway takes you to a different part where you can get a different set of monkeys kind of thing. The first game did that too, and this game also does. It's actually kind of good. It's like it adds depth to the gameplay, non-linear gameplay, and there's like little monkeys again, so like they're robot mechs or something like that. And oh, look at that, we've already cleared out the level. Gun, what a suitable name for a monkey that operates a turret gun. Yeah, naming him after what he has: a gun, a weapon, a rocket launcher, a weapon of mass destruction. That one seemed to have less monkeys too in the ninja hideout level, the ninja slow level or whatever it was. Levels doesn't always make you capture the same amount of monkeys per level. Some levels make you capture more monkeys, some actually kind of less actually. It's a little bit inconsistent, but again, the first Ape Escape kind of did stuff like that too, if I remember correctly. And oh look, we're going to another beach level. Remember the beach level from the first Ape Escape? Well, looks like we're going back to another beach level. Let's think it's set around Oceania or something like that. We're also getting another new gadget too. It's actually new for this game. This gadget was never seen in the original Ape Escape. It's the banana ring, kind of thing. It's like a boomerang of a banana that actually emits a banana scent used to capture monkeys. I know exactly how it works. It's really easy to figure out how to work the gadgets, even though it wasn't the first game. So we could skip gadget training, screw gadget training as always. So again, like almost every, it would be really annoying if it did force you to do gadget training for every level in this game. With almost every level in this game gives you a new kind of gadget or something like that. That's even worse in Ape Escape 3, because Ape Escape 3 has a lot of gadgets, and it also has a lot of morph data, which we can actually morph into different things, but that's a whole other can of worms. It looks like we're getting some more plot.
Oh no! The monkey disappeared when I wasn't looking! I think he used the transporter to send himself back to you, Hikaru.
Hikaru? Hippochi is lost out there somewhere. Now listen, my boy. Your mission is even more difficult now. You'll have to search for Hippochi while you're catching the monkeys, understand?
Mm-hmm. I'm worried about the monkey too. But you must catch the monkeys first. We're relying on you.
So apparently our pet monkey, Pippichi, somehow escaped, and instead of looking for us, because why? Because it can't withstand the character that we are, right? It wants to be its owner. So yeah, this level is a lot like the crappy beach from the first Ape Escape, but it's even easier now, because monkeys are like hidden under things, or where it's really easy to capture, and some of them can't even move at all. They're like buried under sand where they can't even move or do anything, which makes them pretty much useless, so it's really easy to capture them. This is actually, again, this is one of the easiest levels in the game. Look at that, I already caught a large amount of the monkeys. I like really fast this game. I can see why a lot of people this game can be popular with speedrunners, because of how little it is you actually need to capture. Then again, I bet speedrunners could probably run for this whole level without actually capturing a single monkey, or capturing little to no monkeys. I wonder if there are, I bet there are speedruns of this game. I've never actually seen any I saw a few speedruns years ago of the original Ape Escape, but never actually seen any speedruns of this one, so I know that's how people speedrun this one. But I could definitely see how people could speedrun this. Almost any game you could think of could be could have a speedrun of it somewhere. And it's even easier to destroy the UFOs in this game too, since they just hover close to the ground, and they don't really do as much as they did in the first game. It's really easy to jump and hit them with the stun club. So UFOs are kind of a pusher. Their UFOs are actually kind of like a menacing in the first game, so you need to use the slingback shooter to destroy them, which actually poses a pretty big challenge a lot of times, especially because one of the levels before you first introduced to them, you don't even have a slingback shooter yet, so there's no way you could really destroy the UFO. But in this game, it's really, you can destroy UFOs easy. Maybe it's because the stun club is better. Now maybe their UFOs weren't as good. They downgraded in quality since the first game, probably. And it's also too because maybe the stun club you get in this game is better, and the stun club from the first Ape Escape, I don't know. It probably is better actually. I think the range on it might be a little bit better, or something like that. I don't know. It doesn't look as lightsaber-like, but maybe they did that to prevent lawsuits or something like that. Look at that, we already have one more monkey left. This level's barely been going on for anything now, and we already have, I just have one more monkey left to capture. This level's filled with a lot of intricate, like, underwater passages and underwater. It's almost like a mixture of Krabby Beach and, what was that other level called? The Coral Cave from the original Ape Escape. Right there as PS2. We could just make one level have a lot more content. Instead of having a bunch of small levels with small things, we could just have one big level and make levels really large. That was kind of a gimmick selling point for Spyro 4. Spyro Enter the Dragonfly. They made it seem like, oh, but it's better because levels are bigger now. Bigger levels isn't the same, it's better. Twisted Metal Black has really big levels. That doesn't necessarily mean it's a better Twisted Metal game than the other ones. I actually think Twisted Metal Black's a little bit overrated. It's good, but I don't think it's like the best in the series. I actually kind of like the PS1 games more, simply because they were simpler. That's part of the reason why I like a lot of PS1 games in general over PS2, because PS1 I think was a much simpler system. A lot of the games are a lot simpler, and it's actually, and simplicity is actually a lot better actually for making games. Look at that, we're on to another boss now. Yup, another boss. Pink Monkey.
In order to thank everybody, I'd like to sing my debut single. Thank you.
So the music here is the Pink Monkey. Her song is actually exactly the same in this version as it is in the North American version. I thought it might be different because they got a different dub for the North American version they did for this version, the European version, so probably different, but actually quite the same. Actually, she sounds like Phoebe from Hey Arnold, and she's just singing some song about escaping the apes, and that's kind of like a very metaphorical song. Escape the ape that's in you is what the name of the song is called. Just give her a hit, and she's gonna blast you with the music, just using musical warfare, using music as a weapon. I got the idea of doing that from the movie Small Soldiers. They use music as weapons in that game. You can see her. Yeah, so really, so she just blew us back there again. Let's give her a hit. You can also see where the stage is, too. You have to jump on these things. That's really easy to get to the stage. There isn't really, like, any force fields or shields or any other protection. You think someone like her would have better protection?
How dare you do this to me? I've been looking forward to doing this debut for so long. What gives you the right to ruin a monkey's dream? Do you have something against pop stars? Is that it? Yes, it must be that. You're just jealous that Pink is becoming famous and you aren't. There's no turning back now. This is my final test to become a star. Okay, I'm ready for you! Oh! I'll be the next.
So now Pink Monkey is pissed at us now, and she's releasing her demonic side, where she's going to start to throw more enemies at us, but really just the same enemies we saw before. They're kind of like Bob-Ombs from Super Mario 64 kind of thing. They get killed easy. And they give us money and coins and stuff we collect too, stuff that's actually beneficial. We're introduced to the same thing as before, only there's no water anymore. We're not jumping over waves, jumping on platforms. But she's hard to hit now too, because she has a small target that moves kind of fast actually. And then she also generates a bunch of like Super Saiyan stuff on us, where she goes like frickin' Dragon Ball Z on us kind of thing, where she's using like super magical powers that don't exist in real life and never will exist in real life. But of course, she has to have a moment where she wears out, right? She can't just be on stage like that forever and just But even then, she's like hard to hit. Like the accuracy of the stun club is really bad. I swear the stun club in the original Ape Escape had better accuracy. This might be a more powerful stun club, but I'm pretty sure the Ape Point in the original had better accuracy. I know the first game actually, I could see why another reason why people might like the first Ape Escape more than this one, because the controls in the first Ape Escape felt a little bit more firm and a little more tighter, which actually allowed for more accurate controls. But this one, the controls feel a little more loose and not as tight and as accurate, which actually leads to more, possible inaccuracy. Well, there, I definitely hit her that time. That's definitely a big hit on her part. Definitely got Monkey Pink there. She gets to throw more crap at us and more stuff at us. Now look at that. She thinks like electrocuting the floor like that, where she just sends like shock waves or whatever you call those around the floor. I could just jump over them and fly over them. This is not even really a challenge. I'm not even sure why they even thought this was a challenge. Why would they consider this to be a challenge? Remember back when games were actually challenging. This is in the era of PS2, when they really started to dumb down the challenge factor in a lot of games. The NES games were pretty challenging. And there was Genesis, which is a little bit easier, like Genesis, SNES. There's N64, PS1, which is quite easier. But now we're in the PS2, which was even easier, Now modern games are even more easier. I've beaten a lot of games on PS3 easy because the games seem to keep getting easier and easier. And this series kind of reflects on it. It seems like as the Ape Escape games progressed or went on, they seem to get easier and easier, except for this one. This one actually is slightly more challenging than the first Ape Escape. Other than that, like Ape Escape 3 is actually the easiest game in the Ape Escape series overall. Ape Escape 1 and 2 might be tied or at par with each other in terms of difficulty. So we actually caught Pink Monkey that time. We actually captured and apprehended Pink Monkey, so she can no longer record any irritating music or plague our radio with a bunch of lame, sappy pop music. So, yeah, this is Ryari Fushimitsu, signing out.